Hello again, ladies. Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. Sake here, and welcome to my garage. So in between episodes, I thought it would be safe to save the game and leave. When I came back, the Tempest Magnum and all of the parts attached to it were gone. The only thing I had left was the parts in my inventory, so a very similar bug that happened to me the first time. I didn't learn my lesson, so what I did is I went barn hunting. Along the way, we found this Corvette, and we found this 57 Chevy Bel Air, which, if you guys want, I can rebuild these guys. More importantly, I found another Tempest Magnum, and I got us up to the point where I think we were. The engine is completely done, again. The rear suspension and tires are on, again. And we are ready to work on the front suspension, finish off the body, give it a good paint, run it through the dyno, and see what kind of lap time this thing can click off. So right here, as you can see, we have the improved intake manifolds here. We have the transmission connected to the drive shaft all the way to the rear, and I think this is where we were. So without further ado, let's get going. We will mount some parts. First is this suspension cross member. As you can see, I'm a collector of cross members, that's for sure. We'll go ahead and put on, look at all these front steering knuckles. I was able to repair almost every single time. Same with the upper suspension arms. This is nuts, man. Let's put on the front axle cover. The steering rack goes right there in the middle. The wheel hub, we have plenty of those. I guess that's one good thing about buying the same car multiple times is we can repair them. As you can see, we cannot repair the wheel hub bearings, so we need to buy 2 of those. Let's go ahead and go in the suspension section, go to the wheel hub bearings. We need 2 of these. Looking forward, we also need brakes. There you go. 2 ventilated disc brakes. We're going to need 2 sets of brake pads, and I think we're able to repair the calipers, so we will hold off on that. Put on the new brake, put on the new wheel hub bearing, and the new brake pads. Let's see how our calipers are doing. Oh yeah, our calipers are fine. Brand new calipers on this piece. Oh yeah, hubcaps. We are not able to repair hubcaps, unfortunately. So we are going to need 2 of these guys. Now, luckily, I didn't have to buy these before. I just kept getting them off of all the other cars. In order to get ready for our upper suspension arm and lower suspension arm, we need rubber bushings, full-size rubber bushings. And as you can see, we've got a crap ton, but none of them are in good condition. So 2, 4, 6, and then 12. So in order to complete our front suspension, we need 12 regular rubber bushings, like so. And we can just put these parts on the bottom suspension arm with 2 brand new rubber bushings, like so. And then we can go the upper suspension arm with the 2 brand new rubber bushings. And then I didn't go back and actually buy the shock absorbers, I don't think. So we're not out of any money there, which is good. We can go ahead and put 1 rubber bushing in each corner of this cross member here. Just like that, work our way around, like so. Now, I believe we have to buy the sway bar, front sway bar B, yes indeed. So we do need a front sway bar here. The front sway bar B, of course. And then we can place that in there. We will need both upper or inner and outer tie rods because you can't repair those. So luckily I didn't go into the shop and buy those yet because we weren't working on the front end or the exhaust. So I'm not out of any money there. Knuckle cover goes back. The hub goes back. You've seen this on the other side. Oh, the sway bar Bs. That's right. We may have to buy more sway bar Bs. And that'll allow us to put on the tires, which I managed to save the front tires that did not go on the car from the last game. I put those on the back. So the tires are good. All right, how about the sway bar Bs? Yeah, we got a bunch of sway bar link Bs, so we need 2 brand new ones of those. We need 2 inner tie rods and 2 outer tie rods to complete the basic suspension here. Then we have to go and buy 2 double wishbones, front springs, and caps, which is perfectly fine. And then the vintage tire I had to buy. I was able to repair up the rims. I had plenty of rims, but I had to buy 2 brand new tires, so a little bit of a hit there, but not too awful bad. Luckily, I managed to, save up a lot of money before this project to counter this bug. And it is a well-known bug. It is on the forums. I actually searched the Steam forums to see if there was a quick fix to get my car back, and there wasn't. But front suspension is on, all except the all-important wishbone suspension. So let's get 2 wishbone shock absorbers. Then we need 2 front springs, and then we also need 2 shock absorber caps, like so. We'll head on over to our shock machine, and we will join our brand new parts together. I'm not going to worry about taking off or taking apart the other shock absorbers because, if we want it 100% and you can't repair any of those parts, certainly if this was a job where just the spring was broken, of course, I'd break it apart just by a spring and then put the old stuff back together. But we want this to be a complete restore, not a half-hearted restore. All right, so with these shock absorbers going in, all we need to do now is look at the exhaust and see if there are any performance parts in the exhaust. And I do believe that the middle mufflers have the improved exhaust, and definitely the rear muffler V8 OHVAs. So let's take a look here at the boost shop. Let's go all. Actually, let's just... so we need 2 front exhaust pipe V8 OHVs there. We need 2... Come on. We need 2 middle mufflers. The game kind of locked up there. And 2 rear muffler V8 OHVs. Now, I think that said A, did it not? I want to be absolutely sure here. Yeah, A. That's what I thought. Our middle muffler should be good. So we can squeeze a little bit there. And rear muffler V8 OHVs. Okay, so those 2 are good. Like I thought. But unfortunately, there is no V8 OHVAs. And that is a shame. We'll have to buy those. I'll just keep those just in case that Corvette back there or the 57 Chevy needs those particular parts. But nice shiny mufflers there. So we need a front exhaust, 2 front exhaust pipe A's, unfortunately. So V8 OHVA. Say, I wish we could find a way to jury rig the those old parts. But that's the suspension done. Now we need a fuel tank, and unfortunately you can't repair a fuel tank. So we'll go ahead and grab one of those, like so. And there is a fuel pump improved performance right there, the 1.5%. So that, I believe, is all of the parts installed minus the body. We do have to fill it up with oil, so we'll go ahead and do that. No, I don't want to look at the tire. Get me back to the engine, if you please. Let's put some oil in here. Should be good to go. Once the bottle tips over, we're good. So that is the oil done. Now we have to go into the body shop and buy all of the glass and the lights as well, and the license plates. Going to be a little bit expensive, but we want this to be absolutely 100%. And unfortunately, we do have like 99% license plates, and it's not going to be good enough. Magnum. All right, so we need the front left door window, the front right door window, then the front window, the left body window A, rear window, right body A, left tail light, right tail light, then the headlights. And I think that's it for the body parts we absolutely have to buy. See, a 98% right body window A, a 96, I mean, those are enough to throw off the whole condition. Even a 99% front glass, unfortunately. I kind of... No, we can't even do that. I was going to say for the job market and whatnot, but they want 100% on body parts too, so it really doesn't matter. All right, so those body parts go in. Right headlight, left headlight, and then we need the interior. So let me, now that we've got all those done, let's move this to normal mode, move the car to garage entrance A, because I want to open the door and see what the bench seats and the steering wheel were called. Assemble mode. So the front left seat is a 9 leather B. So I need 2 seat 9 leather Bs. Let's go ahead and grab those. Interior seat 9 leather Bs. Seat 9 fabric Bs, seat 8 leather Bs, seat 9 leather Bs. We need 2 of those guys. $700. And then our bench seat is a bench Magnum leather 1. And I mean, they're really nice benches that we have, but, you know, not good enough for 100%. So bench Magnum leather 1, just one of those like so. All right. We need disassemble, assemble. Kind of backwards if you ask me, but I'm not complaining. And then the steering wheel, we have 18. A 94%, you know, good steering wheel 18, but not good enough. Steering wheel 18s. One of those. And that should be the interior done. And we can check car condition right here. Yep, everything's 100%. All we have to do then is paint it up, take it to the dyno, and see if we can get above this 269 stock. Let's go ahead and move this then to the paint shop. And there is definitely a color in mind that I want to paint this car. When I see a car like this, I think Richard Petty, and I think Petty Blue. And I actually wrote down the RGB value of Petty Blue. Hopefully we can... No, it's not going to support that, is it? It's 240. And then the saturation may be a little lighter. Something like that with a lot of brightness. I mean, that's close. Can we do a matte? Yeah, it's kind of a Petty Blue. What kind of liveries do we have here? Racing stripes. No, that's just hideous. Kind of what the 1970s NASCAR was all about, but let's just paint it there with a nice matte Petty Blue, as close as we can. We'll move this to the dyno and see if we can get above 269. All right, dyno, proceed. Run it. All right, car is running. That's a good start. Oh, that was the shifting. I was going to say, look at that car squat. So 482. We got a 482 out of it from a 269. So not bad. Nearly doubled the horsepower on it. All that's left to do, I guess, is to take it out on the track. Sweet. Now, the track is going to be difficult. I'm going to have to drive it with the keyboard, but we can sort of see what kind of lap times we can put down here. So, the test track here. My fastest lap, I actually got the achievement in the AC Cobra mock-up, the DC Typhoon, and I actually did it without the dyno, without the kit. Let's see what kind of... Jeez! That is nuts. I meant to go to the actual racetrack, but the test track is good. We can sort of see how we get through this slalom here. Get that rear end sliding out. I tell you, keyboard driving is not meant for very high horsepower vehicles. The either all or nothing. Hopefully there's some sort of, not speed sensitive steering, but a throttle sensitive button. Because mashing the gas, 400 horsepower all at once, it's absolutely insane. Now that should give us verification that we are indeed at 100% every part, and it's worth $70,000. So I think after all of this, we'll give it a run on the test track and I'll sell it, get my money back for buying this car 3 times. I mean, that is just absolutely insane. And then we can work on either the 57 Chevy or the Corvette. And I'm excited to do that. I don't know if it's the same engine type or not offhand. We can see real quick when we get back to the garage here. Yep, 100% everything like I thought. Let's go ahead and open up the hood here. Okay, that's a unique engine. It's a V8, but it's not an OHV, and this is a 2-carburetor V8. Interesting. So we can sort of use the same parts from the Tempest Magnum on that Chevy if need be. But I wanted to go to the racetrack with the Tempest Magnum, if you please. So we'll load this bad boy up, see if we can click off a fast lap. I have to sort of remember the track too. One thing that led me to a good lap time in that Typhoon was actually remembering the racetrack. So here we go, let's load up. And of course our first lap will be sort of a throwaway lap. Because we're from a dead stop. Holy crap. Really skittish. But I do remember a hard right turn here. Turn, please. This thing is a boat. Not a boot like a Canadian, but this thing is a boat. Alright, slalom through here. We can cut just a touch. This thing washes out like crazy. I don't know if I can put down a decent enough lap while this thing is doing this. Into this left-hander here. Throwing this thing around. I could just imagine like cars like this back in their heyday of like Richard Petty running this thing at Riverside, California. This thing must have been a handful. Hard right turn here. Into a chicane. And then after this right-hander, we really need to carry speed because this is the front straightaway. This is where we want to really hit our marks. Carry a lot here. Feather the gas. There we go, 3rd gear. 4th gear, and we're a little wonky. Well, that's not good. Not bad, though. Could have been a whole lot worse. Thankfully, car mechanic, there's no damage to the car whenever you drive it like this. Hung. Hard left. What would add an extra element to it is if you went out and crashed your car, you had to go back and repair it from scratch. Oh, come on, get off the wall, man. This is absolutely a handful. And I wish they would do a manual transmission. That would really help put the power down. You wouldn't even need to go into 1st gear with this thing. There's just so much power and torque that 2nd gear should be more than enough to launch out of these corners without spinning. I don't remember what the lap... Okay, that was rumble strips. I don't remember what the lap time was to get the achievement. It may have been like 101 or 104 or something like that. Let's see what top speed we can get out of it. YOLO! Avoid the bump. There we go. And it's in kilometers an hour. We're still accelerating. 235 kilometers an hour. And return to the garage. Boop. So having a little fun with the car. Not really a whole lot of productive fun. We didn't put down a good lap. The thing was all over the place. But if you're trying for that achievement, I do recommend the DC Typhoon. It seemed to handle well, and it was definitely fast enough, fully upgraded, to click off that lap time. So let's get back to the garage, sell our car. Oh, it's in the dyno. So let's go get our car from the dyno and sell it for that cool $70K. We doubled the horsepower on it, which is always awesome. I kind of wish we could auction it off. I do miss the fact of not knowing what I'm going to get from the car. $76,299. We're back over 400 grand, and the game is saved with these cars in the garage. So hopefully it will remember these cars. And if you want to see me rebuild and improve on the 57 Chevy or the Corvette here, let me know. Or if you have this game or have seen screenshots of the game and have an idea for a car I can do, I'm definitely open to suggestions. But that's going to do it for me in this episode of Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. Ladies and gentlemen, like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.